Good afternoon, friends. I'm gonna make stew. Beef stew, even though I know I'm venison for dinner. Beef stew is what I found on top, and I didn't feel like digging for venison. Anyhow, then we're gonna make some biscuits, all on the wood cook stove, because it's that time of year and it's my favorite time of year. For a quick refresher, when cooking on a wood cook stove on top, the hottest spot is on top of the fire, but closest to the chimney. So the chimney's here, right? So the hottest spot's there. So the coolest spot is the farthest away from the fire and the farthest away from the chimney. So that spot there. So you work with it, and also depends on how hot your fire is. I just opened up the ash pan door to give it an extra boost so we can really brown that meat. And yes, we currently have bee boxes. 2 of them are full of honey, the bottom one's just to get it up off the ground. We took them off of the beehives to extract the honey, and then didn't have the time that day to extract the honey, and we really should have just found the time that day to extract the honey, because now we're having to warm it up before we can extract it. So we added another job for ourselves. Can you change Wellen and put him down for a nap? So I took out some beef stew meat yesterday. This is from a burger cow from our neighbors. They had a half a burger cow to sell, and they gave us an offer we couldn't refuse, so we got some of their beef in our freezer. I'll grease up that pot with some bear fat. The nice thing about these is they act as such a nice shelf. We are hot. Holy, we're hot. We can close that bad boy. They're gonna brown nice. When we make mead, like a wine made with honey, basically fruit wine, the bottom of the carboy is kind of cloudy. We could filter this, but we just use this for cooking wine. And what better use for this Saskatoon berry, I think, than to deglaze this pot. That's probably good. We're gonna add a bit of water, and then we're gonna slow cook those for a while. I like to cook the meat on its own first, and then add in, I gotta find the lid for this, then add in the potatoes and carrots, because I like the potatoes and carrots to have a bit of bite to them, but I want the meat to be fork tender, and fork tender meat and potatoes that are still holding together are 2 different timelines. I'm gonna add some water. If I had some broth in the fridge, I'd use that. I want it to be just covered. See how it's just covered? I could add a tiny bit more. Here, we'll add a bit more from one of the kettles. Get seasoning it with homemade mushroom seasoning salt. It's probably good. We're gonna give it another stir. And then pop the lid on. Once this is bubbling more violently, I'm gonna move it over to slow cook. Freya grabbed me potatoes from the cool room. And she grabbed quite the difference in size. These are Kariba. And these are probably Siglinda. No, they're Nicola or Gold Rush. Anyhow, but we'll just use like literally 2 Karibas and that's probably all we need. Although I do like to use a different. Well, you got your snowsuit on and then you needed to go pee. So yeah, you had to take it off. Get into your suit, lay it out, climb in, and then I'll help you with the zipper and your gloves and boots. My favorite companies that I work with are ones that saw that we were using their product and went, hey, can we work together? And we've been working with muckboot since 2021. I've been wearing muck boots since I was 15 years old. That's 18 years ago. Everybody in our house loved muck boots. This would even be fuller if it weren't for the fact that currently there's kids outside playing in their muck boots. And Marius, Mac, and Hamish are away hunting in their muck boots. Oh, and my chore boots that I wear out to do chores, they're down in the basement because I go through the basement. Anyhow, you can use the code 25Venison15. I'll put it in the description as well to get 15% off your first order of muck boots. Small children are back outside and the baby is napping. Where's Rowan? Oh, there she is. Our driveway is ice and they think it's piles of fun. I feel like this calls for a cup of tea. Friends, don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to like this video and subscribe to my channel. This helps me as a creator on YouTube and it also helps so that you don't miss any venison for dinner videos. Win-win for all.
Don't go in the pile, miss. I know you're bleeding.
The meat has been slow cooking and we are going to be heading out for the afternoon. So I'm just throwing together the last of the stew to slow cook. And then when I get home, I was gonna make biscuits, but actually I have some buns that need to be ate. So that is more important to use that. Come closer.
It's a little wobbly. Oh my god.
I made a stew, but it is not quite ready.
What kind?
I made a beef stew. Yeah, this needs to simmer more. The fire got too low. Let's get it going again.
My bun. It will. Hey, Dad, it can be a cake. It can still be. It can be yummy, a candy. Ha ha, paper. I knew that was. I thought blue ball would be mine. Look at my bum. Woo, 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 woo. I got big spoon. How's it go back to there?
And if I'm being 100% transparent with you, I have my dinner here in the living room and the kids are in there watching a movie while they eat their dinner. This is called Daddy's Gone Sanity Dinners. Sometimes we do this, they get to watch a movie and I read my book and I get to eat in quiet and everybody wins. So, have the loveliest night, friends.